when you talk to somebody that's a health professional, maybe you've got a chiropractor, massage therapist, or someone in the alternative health world. They want to know, well, why? You want to be able to talk to them and tell them about Immunocal. Well, there's nobody better to do that than Dr. Jeffery McTavish. So take a look at this, save this video. You'll be able to share it with that chiropractor, with that massage therapist, or whatever that's in that the real medical world, actually helping people heal. So enjoy this with Dr. McTavish.
We'd like to inform and express that these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Products mentioned are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult with your physician or other healthcare professional regarding any health-related diagnosis or treatment options.
Dr. Jeffrey, I'm not sure if you can see me, but I'm not wearing my wireless headphones, so I'm trying to make sure to make little changes on, improving myself. And it's just constantly learning, which is incredible, and having the opportunity to interact and also network with fantastic people all over the world. So from myself, I want to keep it short and sweet because there's a lot more knowledge that's going to be coming from the next two fantastic people that I have the pleasure of looking after in the UK. But I just want you guys to know that I'm always available. I'm an open book. If you ever have any questions about the UK market, if you ever have any questions about myself, if you ever need any support whatsoever, then please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here along the other side of the pond, but we are one family, and that's the main thing that I love about Immunotech is we're all connected together. Your success is my success, and vice versa. So by working together and working through our connections, we can achieve fantastic things. So anything that you require, if you have any connections in the UK, if you have any connections in Ireland, if you even have any connections anywhere else in Europe, you can always reach out to myself and I'll be able to help support, direct you to, one of the other sales managers that I work alongside, or anything else that you might be able to do, whilst we're able to do. Anything else, I'd like to say that I'm always approachable. Unfortunately, my fashion sense isn't as great as Keith, so you'll have to, you'll have to bear with me, but I'll pop all of my contact details in the chat just so we can kind of build the connection and hopefully help you guys get to know me and vice versa, so we can actually build some really strong connections and work from here. The fantastic thing about where we are now as Immunotech is this is currently our baseline. We're growing, we're working hard, so this is our rock bottom right now, and it's always upwards, and I want to be there to help support you guys however I can to get you to where everyone should be. Keith, I'm not sure. Sorry, John. I'm not 100% sure about the order. Apologies. I'm a little bit.
You know what?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
But you know what? Because I know we got Jeffrey here in the background. So John, I think I need to play that 15 seconds.
Yeah.
No. They're in the UK. We don't need a 15 seconds.
We've been around here for a while. We're going to stay around for a while. So I think we need to play this 15 seconds.
Well, in that case, it brings me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Jeffery McTavish. I'm sure you guys have had the opportunity to meet him and get to know him. He's one of my fantastic gold consultants, has been with the company since 2015, and all of his knowledge is something I'm constantly absorbing. He also has been working within the health industry for the past 24 years with a practice in West Sussex. And I'm very confident that he can introduce himself significantly better than I can. So I'm going to stop talking right now so I don't bore you all and pass the mic over. So thank you very much.
Razzmatazz, fantastic, great stuff. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Good stuff. And do you know what the score is with the Ireland match yet? Don't know yet. Okay. Rugby, guys, sorry. Watching rugby, World Rugby.
Yeah. Last time I saw it was 13-3 to New Zealand, so not very positive. I know. I think the Irish curse of finishing the quarterfinals is hitting them. But just in case for anybody that was curious, I did win my match today. I did score a try, and I am a little bit worse for wear. So
Absolutely great.
I'm holding on, and the Immunocal Sports is coming in very clutch. So,
and I would also add on to that, you may want to add your omega-3 and then take some Immunocal Platinum near the end before you go to bed, as well as methylene blue, but that's a different topic. Hi, I'm Jeffrey. I'm a chiropractor. I've been a chiropractor for 24 years. And I really embraced this product when it came to the market in 2015 here in the UK. And the reason being is I just did some diligence and the research was so profound that this product was something so unique and so amazing that I couldn't ignore it. And I think this is what everybody finds. Like, I know, Keith, you did the same. John, you've done the same. You can't ignore what this thing does. And I think we are just at the pinnacle part of this huge, amazing amount of information that's going to be coming out forward in the next 5 to 10 years about the interaction of how the frequency of this product and how it interacts with the other amino acids. We always talk about the glycine, we talk about cysteine, we talk about all the ingredients that make glutathione, but all the interactions that glutathione does with some amino acids. I'm really excited about the fact that there may be some interactions on an atomic quantum level that can actually create a more synergistic effect about the amino acids that this product gives us in a pure form that really makes an amazing, amazing product, because it's uninhibited, isn't it? We don't have the binding things that create the changes that will mute a product. We have no casein. We have no lactose. We have a product that's actually been manufactured at a point where we still maintain the vitality of amino acids. This is great. This is amazing. We've got something that's alive in a little wee sachet like this, or this, or this. It doesn't matter which one you use to show people, it's still alive inside. Whereas if you take a big tub of a whey protein, it's dead. And it doesn't work when you go to do muscle testing or kinesiology or whatever you want to do. I think John said to me, he said, can you talk about how you talk to professionals about this product? And I've done this many times, and you can probably see this on other Zooms with Keith's XYZ tools, and it's there. But I recently got an order, and I got this thing from, I guess, corporate, and it's this. I don't know if you had this in America or Canada or wherever you are, but it's sort of a mini sort of A5 fact sheet with a sample pack of Amiga Generation V or 5. And I thought this is a jolly good idea, because it gives us a lot of good information that we could hand to somebody and say, well, here's this product. Why don't you just check it out? Because when we're approaching professionals, there's a difference between North America, and Europe, particularly here in the UK. I find that maybe, I mean, you'd have to look at maybe Dr. Jimmy Gutman, the person who approached him, that maybe that the approachability of the professionals in the environment of where they grew up and where they are, i.e. North America, may be a lot different from, say, Mexico or South America or Europe. And so we need to understand that there are those sort of parameters that we need to appreciate when we're doing this. Certainly here, if I could speak in European and particularly the UK, is that if you approach people who are more independent, it probably is the best word for it, because when you're independent and you have to rely on creating your own existence, that you're available to new ideas most of the time, not always. So in particular, over here would be chiropractors, osteopaths, and dentists are primarily the biggest people you could talk to, but that's just the small little wee places. You could do nutritionists, like Dina. You could be doing people that are wherever, people who would talk and say, you need to know this or this. And then they will say, well, what does this stuff do? The thing is, can I tell you a wee story? I had to take my car today to get looked after by my mate, who's Steve Crumble. And he's just a proper lad, you know, he looks after cars. And he showed me this Mercedes he was looking after, but there was no wheels in the back of it. This Mercedes was like jacked up like this, and there were no wheels on the back. And I'm like, where are the wheels? Where's the axle? He goes, oh, let me show you. He took me to the back of this place he's got, and he showed me, and he had on hooks the axle and the apparatus that makes this car move. And I just thought that was really fascinating because he had to really do a lot of work on it. So you go back and you look, and the car was just a body. And that's what this is. This is just a body. It doesn't have anything about it. You give this to somebody and they go, oh yeah, cheers, mate. Lovely. Immunocal Platinum. Right. What the hell does this do? There's no vehicle to this. There's no movement. There's nothing. It's just a pack of blob, a sachet of blobbiness. Because the only thing that's going to give this life, we know it has life. We know that because we're here on this call. But they don't know that. And so it has to come with a story. And when you want to approach somebody who's in a professional sense, or they think they're in a professional sense, that's another story, then you can give them what we all have access to. And that's real simple. Just punch up glutathione and the problem that you want to try to ameliorate. Doesn't matter what it is. I did with mine with asthma. And I finally unearthed some really cool studies with asthma and how the Immunocal, because it forms glutathione, and the body is really smart, it takes this and it makes it into the form that it needs, whether that's reduced or oxidized. Turns out that oxidized is actually a better way in a lot of different places in the body, particularly in my sense, because I've got asthma and COPD, is the oxidized form, because it then is more anti-mucolytic and it gets rid of, mucus trying to bind up, become gooey. And so you can use the internet to drag out some information that you could then apply to this body of a product to make it live for that person to be able to identify with. So if that's a dentist, yes. I mean, James was just saying that it could go with binding with heavy metals. Absolutely. Go to the dentist, because amalgams will have a lot of different heavy metals to identify with. Who else do you want to take it with? Do you want to take it to a sports place, a gym, and say, look, you're exercising under false light, and that creates more what we call single oxygen free radicals, which are highly reactive, and therefore you want to reduce that, because you want to reduce the you want to increase your antioxidants but decrease your free radical pooling, because you're exercising under false light, and this product will help that. But it will also help with recovery, which we can then show the ability of the body to recover quickly from a high output of free radical pooling when you exercise under false lighting, unless they're doing real lighting. That's a different story. So there are many applications that you could use this vehicle, but you have to put it in your language that you understand, that the other person may understand, that may be able to say, that's kind of interesting. And then I thought about this little wee flyer, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool, because you can make your own flyer, and it may be specific for people who own gyms, and say, this is what happens when you exercise under false lighting. And the information is out there. The internet is infinite with information with glutathione. And you could just put this here and all your blobs of information there and say, this is what it does. talk to me, or whatever. I'm not sure how and what the conversation would be, but all I know is that there's science behind everything that you talk about, and the need to get this to people. I think Mary was evangelically was saying amazingly, everybody needs this, and like Keith always says this. You know, this product works every time, given time, and that's a fact. We can't refute that. But the real crazy thing about this is that we take this product, and do we actually know what it does in our body besides make glutathione? No. And that's what I want to find out. I want to find out later on, when I do my PhD studies, what this does inside the body on a quantum energetic level, because it's got to be a hell of a lot more than what we're looking at. Hell of a lot more. We just don't have the tools to find out what it is. But we don't need to find that out, because we know when we see somebody get better, boom, that's what people want, results. And this product will give us results every time, given time. Thank you, Keith, for that statement, because it's always very important. Razzmatazz, that's me, mate.
Where did Raz? Let me find Raz here for a second. I think he's muted. Let me get him back here. Should we unmute? Let's take a vote. Should we unmute? Should we unmute him? Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'd vote against unmuting myself. I don't really like the sound of my own voice. So.
Oh, you're grand, mate. You're grand. You're grand.
But thank you for that, Jeffrey. That was fantastic. So.
All right. You just got some great information from Jeffrey, the incredible Dr. McTavish. Now what are you going to do with it? Doesn't do any good to put your lamp under or your candle under the basket and set it over. It's not going to give much light. So you need to be able to share this with people. Take this video, share it with others. If you watch the video, get back to the person that gave it to you. Tell them, say, hey, he said you guys got this incredible love it or it's free program regarding Immunocal, the money back guarantee. Tell me about that. Because if you got everything to gain and nothing to lose, why wouldn't you give it a try? This is Keith Hooper. Enjoy.